Awareness, how's it going, man? How you doing? Okay, that's not horrible. You ever feel like a knob or dizzly? Do I feel... you're asking if I ever feel like a demon, or are you asking if I ever feel like I am faceless and nameless and part of, you know, 1,000 other people who basically carry the same face and name as me, and I could be interchanged with them at any moment, and my entire meaning in life is kind of worthless? No, I don't feel like a demon, man. What do you mean? Harsh, how's it going, man? Awareness, what's up? Queen is tweaking in the spoiler chat, by the way. COI spoiler or Lord of the Mysteries spoiler? Because she shouldn't be in the COI one. Damn, Uncle washed. Yep. It's over. So, in my mind, this means it has to be like... She read a spoiler post and is getting mad about it? COI spoilers? That's so dumb. The post had spoiler alert, by the way, and she's completely wrong. Do we take the risk, boys? Let's go! Oh, don't ever fucking call me not clutch. Oh, we fucking hit those, baby. Oh, I take that fucking coin flip every day of the week, and I come out on top. Technically, I could tell you what it is because it's been repeatedly hinted at, but it is only confirmed in COI. Listen, I know Evernight is a transmigrator. I know you're mad that I got it because my reasoning, my dog shit. Kill yourself, okay? My reasoning was great. In a video game, of course. Fuck you, it wasn't great. Fuck you, it was great. Check COI chat? Bet. Okay, I'm allowed to check. My mod said I'm allowed to check the COI spoiler chat. Boys, good luck. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. You haven't read past 6:30? Awareness, you're reading with me? Really? Oh my god, Awareness? Cutie? I didn't know that. Oh. Bro, I fucking hate... I swear to god, I'm starting to hate Uth so much. This motherfucker will talk shit about me. You're not streaming. You're never streaming. Your stream's so short. And then fucking never shows up to streams. Oh my fucking cringe lord. Doctor, nurse, surgeon, dentist, I don't know. Join music room when you want, by the way. I need to hit you guys with the brainwashing song that keeps looping in my head. If you play copyrighted music on the stream, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I really don't have any power over you. I need you a lot more than you need me, I understand this. But I will do something, and it won't be pretty. I don't know what. I will show up to your house, and I will take a dump at your front door. Now, given it's Paris, so it'd probably just be there before I got there from someone else. But, you know, a second dump, bitch. Hmm. Hmm.
I
Hmm.
used to make omelets, but today we make a very special cookie. I wrote a song so you can sing along and hope we don't get it
The
wrong.
Omelet Man song?
Here we go!
It's me, it's Omelette Man. He bakes cookies like nobody can. Hey, it's me, it's Omelette Man. He bakes cookies like nobody
What the fuck is this?
can. A cookie I baked last night. Just get all the ingredients right. I have some fruits and sweetness and
Dude, genuinely true creator ravings. What the fuck is this?
berries, banana, white chocolate. Easy to get. Blueberries, banana, white chocolate. Easy to get. Hey, it's me, it's Omelette Man. He bakes cookies
What do you mean actual torture and then you're making me listen to this? The fucking song plays for like 15 minutes at the game.
I have a cookie I baked last night. Just get all the ingredients right. I have some fruits and sweetness as well. Make it right and you won't sweat.
Dude, I can't even think of our connection. Stop. Oh my god, what the fuck are these I can't concentrate. This is what Rosego felt like when Klein's dumbass threw this shit. What the fuck?
It's Omelette Man. He bakes cookies like nobody
I can't read. I can't read.
bakes cookies like nobody can. I have a cookie I baked last night. Just get all the ingredients right. I have some fruits
Come on, I can do this. You can do this, god damn it.
and you won't sweat. Blueberries, banana, white chocolate. Easy to get. Blueberries, banana, white chocolate. Easy to get. Hey, it's me, it's Omelette Man. He bakes cookies like nobody can. Hey, it's me, it's Omelette Man. He bakes cookies like nobody can. I have a cookie I baked last night. Just get all the ingredients right. I have some fruits and sweetness as well. Make it right and you won't swell. Blueberries, banana, white chocolate. Easy to get. Blueberries, banana, white chocolate. Easy to get. Hey, it's me, it's
Okay, please.
cookies like nobody can.
Kami, please, just please change this. I'm begging you.
Like nobody.
Thank God. The ravings. They're gone, finally. Jesus. Oh my god. I'll play this every time Dara says something. Wasn't that free before too? Why the fuck does that even matter? I cook some chicken? Sounds good, man. I'm just glad you're eating, buddy. You would really think with how often I do puzzles that I would get better at this piece of shit game, but clearly, as you can see, that is not the fucking case. I'm dog shit. You have negative Riz, Harsh. Kill yourself. In a video game. I got it back. I started saying it. Can't afford to get banned, baby. So this would be pushing this way, so this would be pushing this way, so that gets taken. So as you guys saw in the title, short stream today. Yeah. I don't know. Now you may ask why. And that's a great question. No. Why? I take, he takes, I take of the night. One! Doesn't work. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'll take the one. All right, let's go. No, actually, let's do cuddle and then we can start. I forgot to. I skipped the lexicon today too. Let's do cuddle. Bang. Oh! No! Let's go. Don't ever doubt me. I would be great on that one weird German show where you cut a pretzel in half or whatever. There's no music change first chapter, so I'm still in the kitchen. He be cooking. Hold on. Okay. Does that say 0 50/50s? Yeah, you know, I never let your mom pay for dinner, you know? She's giving me something so invaluable. Your birthplace, your birth canal. I'd hate for her to go 50/50 on the dinner, too. Damn, I really am pretty good at those jokes. Hold on. It started off as a joke. I never even used to do it that often. But having had done them for as long as I have for you guys, I'm genuinely getting pretty good at those. That was off the cuff. Madam Magician had not confirmed Lumin's speculation or delved into the deep truth of Hant Island's demon legends. Lumin realized this likely involved something he shouldn't pry into for the moment. Does find time imply that I can go when I want, disregarding the healer's schedule? Has Madam Magician foreseen that there will be any issues? LEMMiNO clutched the paper with the spirit world coordinates and activated the black mark on his right shoulder. His figure vanished into the ship, navigating through the swirling chaos of colors. Occasionally, he felt inexplicable gazes and caught glimpses from forms. After an unknown period of time, LEMMiNO arrived at the location corresponding to the spirit world coordinates and stepped out. Before him stood a towering dome illuminated by glass windows and a mural depicting an epic scene. In the midst of the hall, LEMMiNO noticed a ball of sunlight. Realization struck, prompting him to approach. As he walked, the sunlight seemed to spread over, banishing shadows and darkness wherever it touched. Soon, LEMMiNO found himself enveloped in the sunlight. Suddenly, it felt as if pure sunlight pierced his face, skin, bones, and internal organs. Bits of illusory black gas were expelled from his soul by the sunlight, portraying various of LEMMiNO's expressions: ferocious, pained, pleading, or intimidating. Within seconds, the black gas dissipated under the purifying sunlight, and LEMMiNO felt his heart throb as his left chest burned. The blazing sunlight appeared to expel and purify all in its path. Amidst the agony, LEMMiNO sensed a change in the seal on his chest, as if it was concealing itself. However, before the attempt could succeed, the sunlight took initiative to stop, receding like a tide. LEMMiNO swiftly returned to his normal state. Aside from the lingering discomfort in his heart, he felt significantly more at ease, as if he had suddenly caught the morning breeze and glimpsed the sunrise. His attention was drawn to a tall, simple man. Observing the man, LEMMiNO estimated him to be 22 or 23 years old, towering at over 2 meters tall. Despite his height, he exuded a calm temperament, and his brown-yellow hair was neatly styled. "The residual corruption on you has been cleared," the man spoke. "Are you Mr. Sun?" Derek! Oh my god! The young boy is almost 22, 23? Oh my god, you were a prepubescent child when we met. Oh, we have known you for ages. How have you been, my child? Oh, we missed you, buddy. Yes, the young and tall man spoke, devoid of arrogance. He's 20? Ah, damn, he's still younger than me. Fuck. If he's 22 or 23, then he'd be my age. He's so young, but one can't judge from appearance alone, LEMMiNO thought. Can I go out for a walk? Indicating towards the hall's exit, LEMMiNO asked. Bruh, got an ad? Oh, Sag. Though unaware of his location, the mural suggested it was an essential cathedral of the Church of the Fool. LEMMiNO deduced that the major arcana holder, the sun, held a prominent position in the church. Sure, the sun nodded. Observing the Church of the Fool's etiquettes, LEMMiNO pressed his hand to his chest and bowed before turning. Once outside, the world itself teemed with life. Awareness! Holy shit, dude! Thank you! Oh my god, dude, you just gifted like yesterday. You didn't have to. Thank you, dude. Dude, seriously, you have no fucking idea how much this means to me. Again, there are no excuse for not moderating. Oh my god. That's jokes. But seriously, dude, you have no idea how much these actually mean, like, and how much they help. Like, I know, like, thank you. I have a really hard time, like, expressing, but all the same, thank you. Once outside the hall, the world teemed with life, voices and figures surround him. His initial thought, did I accidentally step into the land of giants? Wait, he got transported to the new city of Silver? The shortest individuals on the streets were at least 1.9 meters tall, with the occasional figure reaching 3 or 4 meters. Clad in white shirts, black trench coats, and half-top hats, the men carried canes resembling spears. Even the ladies matched the towering height, mostly opting for flexibility in long pants rather than skirts. Bro, can you imagine a 4 foot tall woman? 4 foot, fuck me. A 4 meter tall woman wearing a skirt? Talk about legs for days. You'd be like, holy. She couldn't do that because, like, people could just look straight up. Jesus, fuck. Illumin surveyed the area, his gaze traversing doors exceeding 4 meters in height. For a moment, he fell silent. Okay, first of all, it said with occasional figure reaching 3 or 4 meters, Kami, so shut the fuck up, okay? God, motherfucker, correcting me without even having the book open. Cringe. For a moment, he felt like a newborn. However, this realization only briefly dampened his mood. Of course, it was only for a brief moment. Tricardo, at the entrance of a grape manor. What the fuck is a grape manor? That sounds like a euphemism. I'm not even making this up. At the entrance of a grape manor. Is that supposed to say great? What the... Is it a grape-colored manor? What the fuck does that mean? Franca clarified to the valet that her purpose was to visit Madame Clarice, and he sidestepped without guiding her. Her stance implied that she knew the way and could proceed by herself. Undeterred, Franca followed the path ingrained in her memory, arriving at the circular pavilion. Manor for cultivating grapes? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Let me look this up. Grape manor? Nah, it doesn't mean anything. These motherfuckers got taller. Demoness of Black, Clarice, adorned in a black court dress, was seated. "Good morning, Your Excellency Clarice," Franca greeted openly. Clarice nodded. "Has there been any progress in the Mirror People investigation?" Franca, not in a rush, asked, "Is Brown's not present?" "She's not my lady maid. She attends to her own matters," Clarice replied. "Not at the Red House Cafe or at the hunting grounds beside the forest either," Franca observed. "She has other matters to attend to," Clarice evaded. Reluctantly, Franca recounted the details of the Ministry of Industry, Morin of Vigny's situation, from the initial sensing of the mirror world fragment's tremor and after the play substituting herself. Clarice remained silent, her eyes lowered. Franca didn't rush the Demoness of Black. Her gaze flickered between the deep grays of her eyes and the fairness of her delicate skin, the curves that stirred the soul. You can only imagine how fucking curvy she must be for her curves to fucking muddle the soul. The fuck? Holy shit. Built like a F1 racetrack. She knew this wasn't a good idea, but she couldn't rein in her impulses. Her heart gradually heated up and her thoughts got a bit muddled. Her mouth dried, forcing her to purse her lips. Anka's nuts. Awareness. I would fall immediately. I'd be like, I know what you are. But god damn it if mama ain't raised a sucker, brother. That or I would... Hold on. That or I would pull one of these to a fucking high-ranking Beyonder off the rip, okay? I would do this to a high-ranking, to a high sequencer immediately, okay? Hold on. Let me cook. Let me pull it. Who the fuck's it?
Together again. Boys, is
Okay, hold on. I would genuinely pull one of these. If I ran into like I don't know. If I ran into Adam, obviously you wouldn't run into a fucking spectator. Obviously you wouldn't run into you wouldn't run into fucking Adam. But in the off chance I did, this is the type of shit I'm pulling immediately. Okay, now, I'm gonna just sit beside him, and be like,
Sour as weak old milk. No wonder she didn't stay with you. Not even a retired $2 whore would stay with you. That's the goddamn truth. Now, you used to be decent company, but now you're worse than a snake with a toothache. All he does is whine.
Excuse me.
Oh, don't get all angry. It ain't gonna
What
change
change
nothing.
nothing?
You're hopeless. And
I mean that literally. You got no hope.
I mean, look at you. Look at this place. Your dream home. I've had better nightmares than this dream. Oh, darling Abigail, I've changed. Come live with me in a
Bro,
round house.
how these motherfuckers did not kick Uncle out at the first rip? Oh
Worst
my
enemy to take
god.
a shit in.
What are you trying to say?
Hold on. I skipped over this line. Hold on.
Ask my worst outhouse. I wouldn't ask my worst enemy to take a shit in.
What are you
Come live with me in an outhouse. I wouldn't ask my worst enemy to take a shit in.
trying to say?
It's awful. It's a dump. House has gotta go. Get some self-respect,
You miserable sack of shit.
House a lady set foot in.
Place just
Hold
needs a woman's touch.
It needs leveling.
John is trying to live here. Your uncle's like, it needs leveling. Oh my god. Damn it, why am I feeling this way? While humans, as animals, can be susceptible to instincts, I've always maintained composure during serious discussions and encounters with high-ranking figures. At most, I have felt admiration. Could it be the Demoness of Black is radiating her charm to draw me in, or is there another exploration? The lingering corruption from the demon incident must be affecting me, though it is subtle and doesn't manifest in my daily life. It's making it difficult for me to control myself in the presence of a high-ranking demoness known for her allure. Franca gritted her teeth, refusing to succumb. Has it been too long since you've experienced pleasure? Clarice looked up at her. Not since my last lover passed away, Franca replied truthfully, aware that the Demoness of Black referred to a specific kind of pleasure. As I mentioned earlier, to get close to Morin Avigny's illegitimate daughter, I used a mystical item. Unfortunately, it had a side effect, leading to an encounter with a demon and other evil entities. I was affected. Endurance is not a suitable solution. Indulge yourself, or the demon pathway will become your nemesis. The Demoness of Black's aura instantly shifted to a holy and dignified state. Franca also sensed that she couldn't entertain less vicious? What the fuck is this word? Lascivious. Of a person, man, or a gesture, feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. Lascivious. She couldn't entertain lascivious thoughts about such a captivating beauty, her desires gradually subdued. Clarice redirected the conversation. You aim to deal with Morin Avigny? He should be a crucial mirror person. If we can capture or channel his spirit, we should uncover most of the mirror people in Trier. I seek your assistance in this matter. Clarice nodded. You can strategize your operations. I'll assist her in crucial moments. But for most of the matter, you must deal with it yourself. No problem, Franca said. As she exited the pavilion, Clarice's dark grey eyes turned cold as she rose slowly. Ooh. In a brightly lit bar, Lumen clinked a beer glass larger than his head against a nearly 3-meter-tall giant. Wiping the corners of his mouth, he chuckled. So this is the new City of Silver in the Bible. From the sermons he had heard, Lumen knew that the new City of Silver served as the headquarters of the Church of the Fools situated in Lasagna Sea. It had been established by the surviving humans rescued by Gehrman Sparrow from the cursed continent. Unexpectedly, the surviving humans were towering figures, almost giants. That's right, all the warriors here are ready to defend Mr. Fool's church at any moment, the nearly 3-meter-tall giant expressed. You're not bad. You worship the angel of redemption and believe in the fool. Just these two alone make you a brother of ours. Bug, how's it going, man? He extended his right palm and slapped Lumion, nearly toppling him. It felt like a child encountering a brown bear. Lumion forced a smile. Can you share more of the Angel of Redemption's deeds in the Forsaken Land of the Gods? The Angel of Redemption. Lascivious. That's a cool word. I don't know when in my fucking life I would ever use that, but shit, that's cool. The nearly 3-meter tall giant expressed regret. The 6-member council mandates that we can't discuss matters not mentioned in the Bible. As a believer of the fool, you must be familiar with the sermons and official statements. I cannot share beyond that, just as I cannot claim to have personally seen the Angel of Redemption and received his service. How may I address you? Lumion, feigning reverence, inquired. The giant responded. Lively? Lively? How do you guys pronounce this name? Lively? 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 I don't know, bro. He's a random NPC. Oh, he doesn't matter? Okay, cool. Oh, I thought he might be like a recurring character. A toast to the newborn city of Silver. Lumion raised his massive beer glass, clinking it, then downed the remaining golden liquid. Next, great old. Rubbing his bulging stomach, he gestured to the washroom, indicating he needed to relieve himself. The beer here wasn't extraordinary, but the cups were too large. After just 2 glasses, Lumion's physique and alcohol tolerance had reached their limits. He wasn't drunk, just stuffed. Entering the washroom, Lumion stood before one of the urinals, unbuckling his belt and narrowing his eyes. Amidst the splashing sound, a giant more than 3 meters tall entered and chose the urinal beside him. Damn, Cuttlefish missed it, bro. It would have been so jokes if he went to take a piss and he realized, like, the urinal starts where his face is and he's like, this shit ain't gonna work and has to go to the washroom, go to the toilet or whatever. They missed it. Whatever. Lumion subconsciously turned his head before slowly retracting his gaze. Dazed, he stared at the wall in front of him until the pressure in his abdomen subdued. Only then did he leave the washroom. Lively had already ordered a new glass of beer for Lumion. It was dark black, but not murky. Swirling in the mug, it revealed a hint of brown. Try it. It's a specialty of ours. Did you notice why Lumion was dazed? I imagine because the giant has a giant penis. Is that the joke, Kami? Also, are you really only reading 2 chapters today? Do you want me to read more, Bug? It is a specialty of ours, the black-faced beer, the giant said. XS, have I seen you before? How's it going, man? First time? Black-faced beer, Lumion asked. The Forsaken Land of the Gods lacked the sun and fertile soil. Only black-faced grass grew there. It was our staple, sustaining us for generations. Although always insufficient, it was better than nothing. I'm watching VODs mostly. It's 2 a.m. for me. No worries, man. Have you finished COI XS, if you don't mind me asking? Back then, brewing alcohol from grass was almost impossible. It was too extravagant. Now, with food, meat, and milk in abundance, I've grown taller. I'm 13 centimeters taller than before. I just caught up to you. Good shit, man. Good to have you. How's it going? Can black-faced grass still be planted in the new city of Silver and grown underground? Lumion asked. Although he wasn't a planter, he knew that in extreme circumstances, those plants may not survive under normal circumstances. It can be planted. It can grow in any environment. Of course, we've had someone modify the grass seeds to make them more suitable to our current conditions. Its texture is much different than before. It's even more flavorful. Give it a try. You won't find this anywhere else. We don't grow much ourselves either. It is mainly to remember our past. LEMMiNO raised the beer and drank it. The first thing he tasted was the normal, faint fragrance of wheat. Then experienced a refreshing grass-like stimulation. Finally, a subtle milky taste. Oh, so it's not even actual blackface grass then, because the milky taste came from like the mushrooms that Frank provided, right? Because I don't think they ever described what blackface grass tasted like. I have to imagine it just tasted like fucking grass. Not bad. It is a special and wonderful experience, LEMMiNO said. Do you have any liquor brewed from blackface grass? He inquired. We, in the city of Silver, consider alcoholism debased, indulgent, and a waste of food, so we reject liquor. The fuck? Besides, blackface grass doesn't seem suitable for brewing. Even if it's made into beer, drinking too much will cause hallucinations. I can only handle three glasses at a time. Minor toxicity. In the Forsaken Land of the Gods, people relied on eating this to survive generation after generation. It wasn't easy, LEMMiNO thought. If you drink too much, you'll see a group of little people dancing? No. Hallucinations are different. Some people see their wives slapping them. Some hear the cries of their deceased. Some find a baby lying in the roadside wailing. LEMMiNO couldn't bear to hear about babies crying. Fucking kids. After finishing the glass, he made another trip to the washroom before leaving the bar. He planned to take advantage of the sun to stroll around the new city of Silver and teleport back to the ship in the evening. In the sparsely populated yet unusually towering building, half-giants roamed. Every now and then, one or two giants standing over 3 meters tall could be spotted. Those below 1.8 meters tall were a rarity, except for children. LEMMiNO's stature barely met the criteria. He observed turquoise vines snaking up the outer walls of certain homes. On these vines, numerous soft, large white mushrooms thrived. Mushrooms? Since when did vines yield mushrooms? Wow, that's so... You guys ever have like afternoon rain and then the rain clears up and you like get to see the sun setting and like the sky's still a little dark because, you know, it's still not perfectly clear, but like the sun setting, God, it looks so beautiful outside right now. What the fuck? It occurred to him that this might be a unique plant brought from the Forsaken Land of the Gods. He approached a roadside stall and glanced up. You're selling milk. When did I see a bucket of milk? The vendor smiled. The house behind me is mine. Want some milk? Awareness. Photos might even. But there's inert something in being there yourself in the moment. That's why I honestly dislike photos, and I've grown to dislike them less as I get older. But I always used to dislike photos because I always thought like trying to savor the moment instead of just savoring it, you were missing something. Like in the moment, instead of just being there in the moment, you're like, oh no, like I should save this. And then you like try to take the photo. I feel like just in that thought, you lost something. Whereas you could just be like, I'm here. Let me just enjoy being here. The house behind me is mine. Want some milk? I'll take a glass, LEMMiNO thought. Though World and gold resale weren't the official currency in the new city of Silver, gold held value universally. The vendor cheerfully grabbed a cup, turned around and headed to his home, reached out and plucked a soft mushroom. He aimed the mushroom at the cup and squeezed it. Milk gushed out. You guys call this milk? It's ready, the vendor said. Are those mushrooms? Yes, milk mushrooms. Milk mushrooms? LEMMiNO paid in a daze and left the stall. He couldn't recall how much he had paid or why he even started the conversation. After walking more than 10 meters, he took a sip. It tasted like milk. Yet it came from a liquid. What the fuck? Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a good point, though, awareness. I never thought of like the meta, like the meta glasses, like that. That's a good point. Just consider this a unique plant, Lumion thought. He muttered, deciding not to try it again. He feared that drinking too much may turn him into a milk producer himself. He continued wandering the streets aimlessly. Suddenly, another half-giant approached, with slightly grayish-blue skin, holding a thick book and speaking with unusual enthusiasm. My friend, would you be interested in hearing me introduce our beacon and savior? Lumin smiled, pressed his hand to his chest, and bowed. Praise the fool. Ah, a brother. The giant left, both disappointed and delighted. The two conversed in ancient Faceac, but Lumin had overheard the new City of Silver residents occasionally speaking Jotun. Are there usually foreigners here? Lumin asked. We often have foreigners visiting, exploring, and sightseeing. In the early years, some chose to settle here, but mostly eventually moved away. Living with us proved a bit of a challenge for them. We are too tall and not well versed in the pleasures of life. With that, the giant took something from his pocket and handed it to Lumion. I am pleased to have you as a guest in our city. Try our locally made candy. It was a candy wrapped in a thin blue-white paper. Lumion didn't hesitate. He took it, tore off the wrapping, and popped the candy. The rich, milky aroma and the smooth sweetness unfolded on his tongue. Is this milk candy? Lumion asked. Yes, the giant replied. What kind of milk did he use? The milk from the mushrooms, of course. Lumion held the candy in his mouth, torn between spitting it out and swallowing it, sensing the genuine warmth and enthusiasm from the other party. You know what this reminds me of? You guys probably remember this, right? Because this was the only time... This was the time that I was closest to crying in Lord of the Mysteries. Was when Gehrman saved them from the City of Silver, and one of the guys that he had taken on the exploration first out came back and he brought candy for his wife and daughter. I have to imagine that guy, when they came here, started making that candy or something. Just gotta imagine that. I hope that guy and his family are doing good. Man, it's such an expansive world. This random fucking character whose name I couldn't tell you if you fucking give me 100 fucking tries is somehow so valuable. His gaze turned lost as he observed the half-giant and giants joyfully sharing food. Unconsciously, he arrived at the corner of the City of Silver. A towering building stood there. It was split into two sections. On the left, a spire, and on the other, a domed tower. Twin towers. According to Levelli, the spire houses the library and the other public facilities, while the domed tower serves as the council members for the 6-member council. There must be sealed artifacts and formidable individuals there, Lumion thought. His eyes moved across the domed tower and noticed the black plants resembling hair growing from the cracks near the ground. Lumion diverted his attention and headed for the spire, eager to explore the books passed down in the City of Silver, an establishment existing for thousands of years. Alright boys, that's 6:30. What, Kami, do you want me to stream more? Do you want me to read more? What are you talking about? Don't even joke, lad. Awareness, what's up? Too short? You're too short, bug. Fucking 4'11" ass. Motherfucker talking about too short. You know all about it. Pussy. What? Do you guys want me to stream more? Do you guys want me to read more? If I'm 4'11", then you're 3'9". Bug, I'll bet you money. If you tell me your actual height, I'm taller than you. I'll bet you money. How tall are you, bitch? Say something. I'm gonna send the song again if you don't read in the next 10 seconds. Bro, you haven't even asked me to read, bro. 5'11". Sad. You're not even 6 feet. Oh, if he's saying he's 5'11", that means he's really like 5'9". Because no motherfucker who's 5'11" doesn't just say they're 6 feet. Okay.
Special cookie.
So he's 5'9". Sad.
Sing along and hope we don't get it wrong.
I'm 6 foot.
Here we go.
It's me, it's Omelette Man. He puts cookies like nobody can.
Can we turn this off?
Omelette Man,
Can we turn this off?
can. I have a cookie I bake.
Can we turn this off, bro?
Ingredients right. I have some fruits and sweetness as well. Make it right and you won't swell.
Okay, motherfuckers. Okay. None of you even asked me to read more, you retards. All any of you fuck said was, that's it? Wow. That's none of you even asked me to read more, you fucks.
He bakes cookies like nobody can. I have a cookie I baked last night. Just get all the ingredients right.
Happy now? Yes. Thank you, Kami. That's all that was required. God damn it. Fucking just try asking first. Jesus. I kept asking, like, do you want me to read more? I even, fucking, no, everyone's like, cringe shit. Hating is easier. Awareness? Wow, Saj, okay? Wow. My feelings are hurt. By the way, Kami, what time is the bum streaming? Guided by the signs on the wall, he ascended to the 3rd floor, revealing rows of imposing bookshelves. Since I haven't read past this, I don't know if they'll be good or bad. What chapter are you gonna go to? I was thinking like 635. I don't know. The custodian of the library, an elderly man draped in a linen robe, oversaw the place. Even seated, he matched Lumien's height, and his slightly grayish skin bore the marks of age. Engrossed in a goatskin-bound book, the library administrator paid no heed to Lumien, his gaze fixed on the text. Lumien, not rushing to seek permission, entered the library and followed the guidelines posted on the bookshelf rows. He ran his fingers through the weathered leather-bound books, with another freshly copied pages, choosing tomes that chronicled creation myths. Before the bookshelf, Lumien flipped through the pages, only to stuff it back. He couldn't understand. It was Jotun. This language, associated with Beyonders of the Giants race, possessed the ability to manipulate the forces of nature, ranked alongside Dragonese, Elvish, and Ancient Hermes. Although Lumien had mastered Ancient Hermes and Hermes, Jotun remained a language he recognized but hadn't mastered. He could barely decipher the title of the books. A sweep of his gaze revealed a corresponding copy, written in Ancient Fasak. Joy surged in his mind as he retrieved the book. Throughout the process, no one intervened or issued a warning. This library is open to people, even those not residing in the city can peruse its contents? He strolled past the section dedicated to Beyonder creatures. His eyes snagged on a book called Devilology. In the reading area, he chose a spot shielded from sunlight, yet bathed in illumination. As he read, Lumen's eyes widened. Each piece of information was invaluable. For those potentially facing Beyonders of the Devil pathway, the value of this book rivaled that of a potent Grade 2 artifact. How did the City of Silver come by such knowledge? It is improbable that they could compile a creature illustration without dispatching hundreds of devils. Could it be that half of the giants and giants could it be that the half giants and giants here are devil hunters? Perhaps in ancient times, when devils were more active, they shared information with other factions. Brother, nah, they've just killed fucking they've killed more demon and devils in a week than fucking anyone else saw in a century. These motherfuckers were going through it in that shithole. From the very outset, the creation myth read, the omnipotent and omniscient God that created everything, before slipping into a profound slumber. Amongst the mythical races he brought into being, Giant King Ormir, Onkvald, Sonyathirum, Lilith, Farbauti, Gregreus, Kvastir, and Flagrea emerged as potent, crazy beings, partitioning the authority left behind by the Lord, transforming into ancient deities governing the land, sky, sea, reality, spirit world, and astral realm. And as abruptly, a dull-skinned finger tapped on a specific spot. Do not utter this name in any Beyonder language. Gotta head out. No worries, Awareness. I appreciate you popping by, buddy. And as always, seriously, thank you for the fucking memberships. You really didn't have to. Thank you so much. Partly due to the lingering dizziness from reading Devilology. Lumen looked up, surprised to see the library administrator, previously immersed in his book, standing beside him. As a hunter, he remained oblivious. Lumen redirected his attention to the name indicated, Devil Monarch Farbauti. It is advisable to avoid pronouncing the name in any Beyonder language. He shifted his fingers to a new word, Vampire Ancestor Lilith. Why am I not allowed to read about it? The Devil Monarch is still alive. This formidable deity remains amongst the living. And the vampire ancestor is suspected to be alive as well. In ancient times, an individual in the city experienced disturbances after uttering that name in Jotun. Ancient deities, entities that once governed the world before the ancient sun god, are still alive? Did the ancient sun god rescue humanity from the domains of these deities? Lumen asked. The omnipotent and omniscient god stirred from slumber, rising from the earth to vanquish the deities and reclaim his authorities. Note, in the present era, the omnipotent, omniscient god is also known as the ancient sun god. You're not that guy. You're not all that, brother. I could take you. You see what I'm talking about? I'm gonna go up to Adam and just say, like, wow, you live in this skull-filled cathedral I wouldn't ask my worst enemy to take a shit in? Ancient sun god? Pussy. Indeed, amongst the 8 ancient deities, Farbauti is still alive, Lilith is still suspected to be alive, and the rest have perished. Ormir. What does that name sound so familiar? Ah, the provincial capital renowned for its red wine. What ties does it have to the Giant King? Can these 2 names be pronounced in ordinary human languages? Lilith's is acceptable, but it is advisable to refrain from attempting the devil monarchs. You must exercise caution even writing it. We are uncertain if the Devil Monarch possesses any special abilities. Exercise caution even in writing? Are all devils like this? Have you encountered this name before? Lumen asked as he retrieved a note with a love incantation. I came across a demon who identifies itself as this. Much like others, it cannot be spoken or written, only in thought. The administrator looked at the name. Nabor Disley. He lapsed into contemplation after a minute or two retrieved a copy from a concealed location. The book's title, The Summary of Rumors and Heresy Before the Cataclysm. What a simple text. As anticipated, it is right here. Lumin fixed his gaze and read. After Farbauti led the devils back to the abyss, occasional rumors persisted of demons enticing humans. The demons operated under the following names. Bubbly? What the fuck? Is that supposed to say Beelzebub? What the fuck is Bubbly? What the fuck is Bubbly? Cringe! Call it Beelzebub, bro. What the fuck is Bubbly? Cringe. Almost. Samael. Isn't Samael like the Lightbringer or some shit? No. Lucifer is the Lightbringer. What is Samael? That's the name of an angel. Canonically, I know. Samael is the king of all demons, the angel of death, the husband of the demonic Lilith? I'm sorry, I stand corrected. The fuck? The angel of death? God damn. I'm calling Bubbly Beelzebub, okay? I cannot, in good conscience, call the fucking lieutenant of fucking devils Bubbly. I can't do it. It's Beelzebub, okay? I'm calling him Beelzebub. If you got a problem with it, shove it. I don't care. Beelzebub, Almost, Samael, Lilalton, Lilaton? Bubbly cooking? Lilaton? I don't know. And Nabor Disley. A high-ranking demon hunter speculated that these names conceal the aliases of Farbauti. Farbauti's alias? Could Nabor Disley be Farbauti? This sealed blood-colored demon was the Devil Monarch? No, that doesn't seem likely. If it were an ancient entity, catching just a glimpse of him wouldn't have resulted in just my eyes being exploding. I would have died. Yes, perhaps Farbauti's pseudonym is amongst these names, but it doesn't necessarily mean Nabor Disley's among him. Lumin wiped his forehead, forcing a smile. As a foreigner, am I truly allowed to read these books? The knowledge they contain seemed perilous. The chief has already informed us that you are a blessed of Mr. Fool. Very well, Lumin found it. Oh, the chief! It's so big! We used to dream of times like this. Derek, my girl! Apparently, not every foreigner could access the library. The administrator offered no further warnings. He took the book chronicling pre-cataclysm rumors and departed. Lumin continued to alternate between reading devilology and creation tales and taking a break. Became a chief and a demigod at 15? Truly. Bro, he survived an encounter with a Mon at like 14 or 15. Truly the GOAT. Lumin eventually teleported back to the ship in Port Hanth. Surveying the still bright sky, Lumin confirmed that the investigation into Hanth Island's demon legends had reached its conclusion. He no longer hesitated about his next steps. Since he hadn't digested his potion, he resolved to head to West Balam and seek out Hisoka. There, he would hunt to digest his potion and complete the advancement ritual. The left hand of God, deputy of heaven, dark angel, king of kings of angels, Sasrir. Oh, that is so hard. And you wouldn't believe it? Came out unscathed, baby. Relatively unscathed. He wasn't too hurt at that time. I mean, a little hurt, but like, a little hurt is expected, okay? Dude, Sasrir's titles are I feel like Sasrir might have genuinely the coolest titles in all of the fucking... in all of the book. Like, I feel like there are great old ones who have shittier titles than The left hand of God, deputy of heaven, dark angel, king of kings of angels. Like, what? What? That's so hard. What the? I'm so hard hearing that. What the fuck? No? Did I say that? Dude, Bugs messages. He went, so true. It goes so hard. Whoa. Late at night in Trier, Angolme Francois sat in front of a small analyzer with a radio transceiver, attentively listening to the clicks and observing a translated telegram. The signature above read, Hidden Blade. Having exchanged a few messages, Angolme remained composed. When you're protecting high-ranking government officials and members of parliament daily, do you tell them even during personal moments, like affairs or trips to the washer? What occupies your thoughts all day? Angolme responded. Tell me, what crimes do you intend to commit? Which high-ranking government officials or members of parliament are your target for assassination? God damn it, Franca thought. What does it feel like she's undergoing a police investigation? She chuckled. I'm just curious. Following them would be awkward, and not doing so might expose them to danger. I rarely undertake such missions. Initially, I dealt with Beyonder incidents and battled cultists. Later, I got promoted and no longer had to participate in daily protection operations. Based on my knowledge and experience, we have to follow the protectee wherever they go. If they choose to have an affair, one of us will stand by the coat rack, keeping a watchful eye, giving tasteful commands, suggestions, movements. If time allows, we'll investigate and confirm the identity and background of the target in advance. If the protectee enters the washroom, one of us waits by their side, telling them to shake, guarding against potential threats from sewers, ventilation pipes, and shadows. However, there's an exception. If the protectee strongly requests and writes an exemption, we can respect their privacy. After all, we're not their parents, obliged to protect their every move. If they die, someone will take their place. It is not easy to find a three-legged toad, but those aspiring to be high-ranking government officials and members of parliament can fill Avenue de Marche. Moreover, such officials don't possess exceptional foresight and wisdom. What matters is the position they hold, not the person. Very few high-ranking officials and MPs choose to write an exemption for privacy, but they tend to do so when discussing confidential matters with their team. Did you work overtime so much that you harbor resentment? Franca chuckled inwardly. She felt that 007 wasn't as laid back as she would have liked. If it were the other two members from Lone, they likely would have said, it's fine if most officials don't deal with matters or MPs, only give speeches or dead. Even curly-haired baboons could perform their positions better. At least the baboons wouldn't smack their heads to formulate policies or work for personal gain. They'd simply enjoy bananas, not harming the entire country. Franco read 007's telegram again to Jenna, and turned to Jenna. The protective measures are tight. There are no loopholes. Yes, that's the case with the purifiers. The hive mind and bureau should be similar. Franca, Jenna, and Anthony had been gathering information for a while, and they had devised several plans. But they still found it unsafe and uncertain. Hence, they consulted 007. Being a cabinet member of a country, Morin Avigny was not an easy target. Moreover, Franca and the others' primary goal was an assassination. Even if they had considered it, they had to factor in the time required for spirit channeling. Jenna pondered for a moment and said if it were any other demoness, they might have chosen to sacrifice their identity by seducing Moran, pretending to be shy to make the minister get an exemption. But I don't think that's feasible. Moran is likely a mirror person, and they have a close relationship with the demoness pathway. They must be especially wary of us. Franca had initially hesitated to involve Jenna in this operation because the Demoness of Black would secretly monitor them. It'd be risky if they discovered Jenna using her abilities, but Jenna insisted. Her reasoning was that after Franca admitted to Clarice she had experienced pleasure, Clarice would likely suspect her relation to be with Franca. After all, Franca had approached Brown Sauron under the guise of attending a female orgy. Therefore, Jenna wanted to showcase a vampire's abilities and combat style in front of the Demoness. The mystical item she possessed would allow her to disguise herself effectively. As for substitution, she could explain it away with Franca, since Anthony had one too. Franca had muttered, "Demonesses can also have pure love," but as she finished speaking, she changed the subject. Morin's strength is unknown. He may be very formidable. If we attempt to seduce him, we risk becoming his prey. I'd better write to Lumi and see what he thinks. Ever since he left Trier, my brain seems to have gone on vacation, Franca chuckled. You're really good at self-deprecating. That's what I like about you. You're open-minded. Teasing can liven up the atmosphere and foster close relationships, but sometimes, if you can't gauge the other's acceptance, teasing can easily turn into mockery. As the two conversed, a telegram clattered. It was from 007. Hidden Blade, if you disclose your target and provide sufficient reasoning, I may be able to offer assistance and discreetly cooperate. Wow, what a bro, Franca thought. Here's the deal. I currently possess ample evidence to believe that that Moran is a mirror person who has infiltrated Trier and assumed the original's identity for decades. I didn't reveal this earlier because I needed crucial information from Moran. If he's captured by you, I can't guarantee you'll gain access to the information, so I need to do it myself. There's hope, Franca thought. Gather the results of her previous investigation and Moran's information promptly and place it at a designated contact point. I'll verify it and find an opportune moment. Await my instructions. Franca's face lit up with joy as she replied, "It is highly likely that a demigod of the Demoness sect will be involved. Be cautious." Jenna read it and asked, "Are we still seeking Lumin's opinion?" "Yes. 3 smelly cobblers are as good as a roselle. With more people brainstorming, we may uncover better solutions." What kind of proverb is that? Why haven't I heard it before? The Crimson Moon remained unseen. Seated in the ship's first-class cabin, Lumin perused Dutney's textbooks when his messenger arrived, handing over a letter. Franca's letter. Jenna even held it and read it, Lumin thought. He had a persistent feeling that Baneful harbored many stories, but every attempt to engage in a conversation was met with stoic silence. After Baneful traversed the spirit world, Lumin unfolded the letter and read. With 007's help, this shouldn't be hard, Lumin thought. Even if it doesn't work out, they can force the bait. Focus on the mirror people's wariness of demonesses and potential strength to lure him. When Moran believes the target is bait, with a demigod hiding behind her, planning to take the poison pill to retreat, he'll find himself facing 1 or 2 angels, 3 to 5 demigods. But this way, Franca's Demoness sect mission will be finished. Lumin's thoughts raised as he crafted and discarded one plan after another. Tomorrow, the ship would depart from the Berserk Sea, sailing to the southern continent's waters. When the time came, the ship would need to navigate complex twists and turns to avoid the storm, heading directly for its destination. But suddenly, Lumin sensed something and stood up. Dude, Kami's timing is fucking impeccable. I didn't even get a chance to think of something that was up before the music played. Oh, Kami. Dude, you're so fucking goated, dude. Approaching the window, he peered out. In the darkness, not far away, an ancient 3-masted sailboat sailed. There were no lights on the ship, and no one strolled the deck. Okay, only like 90 chapters or so until we're done. The volume, eh? That's not bad. Guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna fill up some water. I'll be right back, okay? Chirikun is dead. I killed him. I am back. He is dead. I am what remains. Lumin had heard from Lugano that ships deviating from the safe sea route may mysteriously disappear. Watching the Lord of the Mysteries VODs, I finally get the Force hate. You're trying to sacrifice. Like, what did she do to you? Bro, she's just such a bum knot. She just like, it seems like such an inconvenience. Oh, I would just love nothing more than to lounge around all day. Fucking cringe, Lord, dude. Do something, you lazy bitch. Jesus. Come on. In the past, Lumin might have teleported out of curiosity, taking advantage of the sailboat's re-entry into the safe sea route to assess its condition. However, after encountering the demon legends, he felt that less curiosity was better. As long as the uninhabited ship traveling to the darkness didn't exhibit signs of attack or imminent danger, he could treat it as a spectacle of the Berserk Sea and observe. The ship distanced itself naturally, leaving only the billowed sails in its wake. Lumin, utilizing his vision, spotted a face silently staring out. The face, shriveled and pale, clung tightly to the bones, devoid of flesh and blood. Flaxen-colored hair cascading down like withered weeds, the eyeballs absent, resembling the head of a corpse, yet its lips were surprisingly vibrant. Lumin sensed the face belonged to a woman, at least a woman when it was alive. He refrained from raising his hand for a warm greeting, instead observing as the ship sailed beyond the safe sea route into the night. The dissected face and the lips blended into the darkness. Only then did Lumin wave. "Goodbye, you won't be missed." He then helped Franka and the others devise a plan to confront Mora and Avigny. Conspirer wasn't a visionary, known for conjuring the conspiracies out of thin air. They required substantial information. When Lumin awoke at dawn, the ship emerged from the dense, death-carrying fog of the Berserk Sea. Before him stretched clear blue skies. And the next day, the Berries bypassed the Barents Harbor at the northernmost tip of West Balam, continuing southwest, reaching Port Pylos by 4 p.m. Situated in Matani, the port was under the rule of Admiral Queraril. Originally a colony of Intas, Port Pylos saw Intas colonists withdraw after a few years after the war. Subsequently, various factions from the Phaenopoda Kingdom took control. Lumin's target was Hisoka was yet to surface in Port Pylos, but Lumin knew that two pranks he had engaged in were in Matani. One occurred in Tizamo town on the outskirts of Port Pylos, closest to the forest, and the other in Devis, the southernmost gold mine in Matani. "I feel like I'm shunned by winter and I've been living in a scorching environment," Lumin remarked to Lugano. Having arrived in Port Santa during autumn, which was relatively hot and sunny, Lumin moved on to Port Kola as it began to cool. His journey continued through what his sister would call the tropics, devoid of winter and maintaining a temperature of at least 20 degrees year-round. While Trier was already in midwinter, the southern continent was experiencing the height of summer. This made Lumin specially prepared black tweed coats and Gehrman-style trench coats impractical. "Because we've been traveling south all autumn," Lugano declared. Lumin donned his straw hat and strolled down. He boldly embodied the traits of the adventurer Louis Barry. Initially, Lumin had contemplated altering his strategy, adopting a new identity to discreetly investigate. But after Franca vividly detailed Hisoka's characteristics to Anthony, the hypnotist revealed an exceptionally aggressive trait. As a result, Lumin reconsidered and returned to his role of casting bait. But he couldn't shake off the feeling that success was a slim possibility, rather. The sea sacrificial ritual and Loki's survival had likely proved Hisoka with a comprehensive understanding of the faction backing him. April Fool's and its former display of resources seemed ill-equipped to challenge the might of the Tarot Club. If he were in Hisoka's shoes, Lumin would opt for patience, waiting a month or two, allowing the vengeful enemy to grow restless and make mistakes. For now, let's not devise a plan. I'll consider it when I find clues, Lumin thought, leaving the port alongside a throng of passengers. Numerous rental carriages and pitch-black coffins were parked nearby. Coffins? Oh, we've seen this before. Haha, this is not new to us. Lumin found it disturbing. Before the invasion of the northern continent, before East and West Balam's division, the Balam Empire revered Death, the Emperor of the Underground. Thus the locals valued and loved coffins, carrying objects that brought peace, tranquility, and the blessings of death. When traveling, they would lie inside. Of course, this form of transportation was reserved for those with a certain level of wealth. And do you want to take the coffin? I plan to give it a try, Lumin addressed. I'll pass, Lugano replied. And Ludwig shifted his attention to street vendors. The aroma of corns and potatoes intertwined. How lame, Lumin thought, approaching the locals with disheveled hair and brown skin. He raised his hands and pointed at a coffin. How much? How much? Lugano inquired in Dutenese. His linguistic talent was evident. Less than a month had passed since their departure from Port Santa, and he could already communicate with people in Dutenese. Nearby 40 kopei, further away 1 Vraldor, the man replied. Quite affordable. This coffin, carried by 4 people, should be considerably cheaper than the one carried by 8. Lumin's grasp of Dutenese surpassed Lugano's, thanks to the mid-level comprehension charm he had used on the ship. Regarding charm consumption, Lumin harbored no concern. In his view, items served a purpose, and there was no concept of waste as long as they were useful. If he needed the language comprehension charms, he could get them from the Research Society. Sure, Lumin nodded to Lugano. Let's go to Hotel Arella. After Lugano paid the 1 Vraldor, the local who had quoted the price lifted the coffin lid, revealing the interior, covered with a thick dark red cloth and a stiff neck pillow. Lumin excitedly removed his hat and laid down. In the hot season, the coffin effectively dispelled the humidity. Is it the coffin's wood or the sun-screeching black paint? Or the shade of the tree? It feels like stepping into a morgue in the summer. Quite comfortable. Within Lumin's view, everything was dark and the surroundings exuded a sinister, cold ambiance. It felt like he was walking to death. Setting aside the psychological discomfort, it wasn't bad. The only downside is the tendency to fall asleep quite easily. I wonder if the romantic Intesians ever engaged in an affair in these circumstances. Bro, oh my god. Can you imagine having to carry someone in a coffin? Can you imagine having to carry 2 people in a coffin? Already struggling enough. And then this motherfucker starts trying to lay down pipe while you're walking this motherfucker? Oh my god. I'm dropping the fucking coffin and drop kicking this motherfucker. Ain't no way. After nearly half an hour, the coffin halted outside of the Hotel Arella. Lumin stepped out, finding himself in front of a small man-made valley. Rows of grayish-black stone rooms encircled the inner walls of the valley, reaching the bottom. Aaron, holy long walk for a short drink of water. Long time no see, buddy. How you doing? Originally belonging to the Balam royal family descendant Orella Eggers, it had been reconstructed with the intent of approaching death, later falling in the hands of the Intus colonizers. Upon Fena Potter's arrival, they perceived it as a symbol of entering the earth and returning to the land, prompting its transformation into a hotel. Didn't know babysitting a baby is chaotic? Shit, I could have told you that, brother. They chew anything they see, that's the least of it. Depends on how much they cry, too. Generally, I put them like right beside me, kind of put my hands around them, put on some Cocomelon or whatever the fuck they watch, and just try to make them pass out and just make them go to bed. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. In the well-lit lobby of the hotel, above ground, Lugano effortlessly balanced Ludwig, munching on a burrito in one hand and clutching his suitcases in the other, his eyes darting around uneasily. His eyes darted around, from his adventurous beginning to trailing Lumion. He had never lodged in a place proudly declaring itself a hotel instead of a motel. He'd only encountered Trier's renowned Grand Champ Elise in newspapers and magazines, learning that its construction cost a whopping 21 million Vraldor, with 800 rooms and 65 halls. Even the most basic accommodation demanded 12 Vraldor a day. In the bustling metropolis of Trier had left an indelible mark on Lugano. Accumulating wealth, obtaining potion ingredients, and advancing to a doctor became Lugano's priority. He aspired to join high society. Only when he became a doctor did he understand the vastness of the Beyonder world. The male receptionist asked, "Would you prefer a suite or a standard room? Are you inclined to a coffin bed or a normal one?" Lumi toyed with his caramel-colored Ispalam cigarette, bringing it to his nose for a sniff. "A suite, standard and close to the ground level," Lumi said. It wasn't a traumatic experience. Lumi had no plans of continuing to sleep in coffins. It wasn't a traumatic experience, but it did alter his perception of the surroundings. In case of an attack, it could impede his response. What a Neanderthal behavior. The fuck? Are you calling me a Neanderthal, you bitch? Okay. I'm not hypnotizing the baby. I'm just putting on Cocomelon. The fact that they want to watch it is their call. The fact that they keep watching it is their call. The fact that they get bored of it is their call. The fact that they keep sitting there and keep watching it even though they're bored is their call. I didn't do anything there. They're just making choices. This is the kind of motherfucker who's like, casinos should be illegal. They prey on the dumbest amongst us. I'm sorry, did I tell you to go to a casino, idiot? Did I tell you to bet your whole life savings? Did I tell you to put your child on black? That's not my fault. That's what all the hypnotics say, it's all your choice. Do you know a lot of hypnotics? What are you talking about? Not making shit up. Lugano sighed upon hearing Lumen's decision. 8 Vraldor a day, 3 days payment in advance, the receptionist replied. After Lugano completed the payment, the receptionist said, "I'll escort you down." 3 mechanical elevators stood at the back of the hall. Lumion and his group entered the middle one, pulling the brass handle to B3. The chains tightened, gears clamped, and in the distance it resembled the roar of a boiler. As the elevator descended, the receptionist glanced at Ludwig and Lumion. Settling down in Port Pylos, are you? The kid's about to know the cruelty of the real world. By the real world, Aaron means his fucking hand, and by the cruelty, he means an open hand slap. If you need info on local grammar schools and rentals, please let me know. In his view, anyone bringing a 7 or 8-year-old was likely moving here, not merely traveling. Moving meant finding a house, renting, or choosing or finding a new school. In the mention of school, Ludwig, munching on a corn cob, stopped chewing. Lumen wasn't oblivious to this, but he didn't mind. He admired the man's shrewdness. I'll take a look. We haven't confirmed if we will be staying in Port Pylos. He smiled. After entering the room, Lumen addressed the receptionist. Do you know Tizamo Town? I do. Many gentlemen head there on the weekends for forest hunting. There are many temples and mausoleums left behind by the former nobles in the forest. If you wish to have fun, don't venture too deep. The primitive tribes are barbaric. Whoa, 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 whoa. Barbaric? Wow, I didn't know cuttlefish was so conservative. But can you hypnotize Will, though? Are you talking about Will Ossepton? Lumion nodded, not probing any further. What's your name? You can call me Ron, the man responded. I might have to trouble you in the future. For example, what is the name of the nearest and better bars? It will be my honor to assist. Head to Man-Eating Flowers Bar. Intesian is used commonly there, down the street behind our hotel. Lumion instructed Lugano and left the room with Ron. Inside, waiting for one of the elevators, inside a man with a deathly pale face with vacant eyes stood. The man's face was deathly pale. Amidst the tightening of the chains and the stable elevation, the lift returned to the ground. The once vacant-eyed man exited the lift and distanced himself from them. Ron leaned in. I want to remind you to pretend not to see that customer. Who is he? Lumion asked. I think you can. All it takes is ice cream. Go to work, Aaron. You got there. He resides in Suite B18, a servant of Mr. Ivelitsa. That gentleman's servants don't seem normal. Of course they're not normal. They're corpses, Lumion thought. He had already observed the servant and realized his fate was dark, like that of a deceased person. Lumion wasn't surprised to encounter such a thing in a country that once worshipped death. In a sweltering evening, Lumion... Holy piss. Sorry, fuck. That looks... You guys know that yellowish tint that like every movie will give like Mexico, like, you know, it's like regular shit in like Florida, and then you go like a little bit south or whatever, and everything has like a yellowish tint. That's the kind of fucking lighting we have, right? The Breaking Bad filter. Yeah, that's literally what it looks like outside right now. Holy shit, that's so cool. It's because it's like it's 8:30 p.m. for me, but the sun's still kind of out, but it's raining, so there's a lot of clouds, so it's all very diffused. It's very weird. Donning a golden straw hat, Lumion lit the cigarette purchased from the hotel lobby and placed it between his lips. Lumion quickly coughed, emitting white smoke from his nose. His intention was to showcase his experience as an adventurer by smoking a cigarette, but hadn't anticipated their potency. As someone who rarely smoked, he found it unbearable. Pussy. In Cordoue, various cheap alcohols abounded, but cigarettes were scarce. After extinguishing the cigarette and tossing it, Lumion entered the bar and approached the counter. A glass of Kilju, the regular kind. 10 licks, the bartender replied. Lumin settled the bill and awaited the bartender's pour, discreetly surveying the area, noticing no one paying him any mind. Thoughtfully accepting the killdew, he adjusted his hat and said, "Do you know who I am?" Every now and then an adventurer poses that question, but I'm afraid I do not. From the looks of it, the adventurer Louis Barry's exploits are not known here. My rising fame was tied to the activities in the Church of the Earth Mother's influence. My reputation waned upon entering the Berserk Sea, and few in West Balam are familiar. If Hisoka isn't stationed at the docks every day, he likely doesn't know of me. Lumin refrained from erupting in a rage. You have just arrived in the southern continent, right? The bartender asked. Yes, I arrived this morning. Lumin seamlessly assumed the role of a regular at the old tavern, recounting his story. Encountered a ghost ship in the sea, danced with dried corpses under the moon, and repelled the demon's attack. Bray is the mother of all things. You never understand how magical and dangerous the Berserk Sea truly is. I know. After all, that is where death disappeared. Where death disappeared? Lumin asked. Have you never heard? Oh, you are a rookie, the bartender said. Have you never heard of the legend of the treasures at sea? At the top is Death's Key. It is said that at the end of the Fourth Epoch, Death, who lost the Pale White War, stirred violent waves to obstruct the returning enemy to Balam, creating insurmountable obstacles that severed the northern and southern continent. He ultimately didn't return to his throne and vanished. Only those with the special key can find him, discover the treasures he left behind, and gain his boon. Lumin fell silent. He had embarked on the sea seeking revenge and held little interest in treasure legends. He had never anticipated missing such an information. Just then, the heavy door of the bar creaked open. The once noisy bar hushed, and Lumin turned his body, sensing the atmosphere change. Alright, last chapter, for real. By the way, just as a heads up, no stream next weekend. This weekend is fine. Next weekend, no stream, okay? Next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no stream. Call me a bum, call me whatever, get it out right now, okay? At the entrance of the bar, a figure strode in. A woman, neither towering nor petite, clad in conservative deep black dress, caught everyone's attention. Her eyebrows meticulously drawn, her skin powdered, and her cheeks adorned with blush. Despite the woman's excessive makeup and unconventional style, she emitted a potent charm. Male patrons in the bar shifted their gaze to the door, silent. Only when the woman acknowledged a few customers with an aloof nod did the atmosphere spring to life. Some tried to speak to her, while others raised their voices at their companions. Without lingering, the woman navigated through the crowd and settled on the opposite side of the bar. Unique. If Franca were here, she'd definitely strike up a conversation, Lumin thought. He smiled at the bartender. She seems quite popular. She's my boss, the bartender replied. Man-eating flower? Lumin recalled the name of the bar. That's her? Why does she have that nickname? She seems quite popular. But the bartender leaned in, whispering, in Port Pylos, women of her caliber relish the pursuit and adulation of men, but keep them at an arm's length. Our boss is different. If she takes it exciting to you, she will extend an invitation for a night out. Sometimes we can hear her passion through the halls. Pleasure? Lumin thought. Have you ever been the subject of her affection? The bartender fell silent. Aren't the brash men who try to force themselves on your boss? Remember the name of our bar. Man-eating flower. Ah. Those who attempt to force themselves on our boss end up badly. They Some were injured or thrown down the stairs. Some simply vanish. Even those who caught her eye would be pale in the morning, legs unsteady. That is why she is called the man-eating flower. She eventually even named the bar after it. That's a departure from a demoness of pleasure style, but each have their own approach, I suppose. Have you come across anyone using poker cards as a weapon recently? Lumin asked. According to Anthony's analysis of Hisoka, Hisoka had a strong inclination towards self-expression. After successfully creating the poker card with the ability to change its face, possessing frost and cut characteristics, it was clear he wouldn't limit its use to mere pranks. When engaged in combat or carrying out acts of violence, he would use it. Lumin reasonably suspected that Hisoka's original sphere of activity centered on Matani and its neighboring regions. This rationale prompted the journey to Matani, despite believing that Hisoka had likely heeded Loki's warning and evaded capture, concealing himself. Do you think I'd know that? The bartender scoffed. Consult the patrol team. Whether they choose to answer, I don't know. Patrol team. Established by the Admiral, I suppose. In this state, following the withdrawal of most Intus colonial forests, the Church of EBS and the God of Steam and Machinery and the new cathedral of the Church of the Earth Mother lacked official authority to enforce the law. While these churches maintained Beyonder teams in their cathedrals across the cities, their jurisdiction was limited to self-defense and safeguarding. They couldn't address matters akin to their usual spheres of influence. The Admiral Quararo entrusted the corresponding authority. Some of the patrol team's Beyonders were veterans from the Admiral's army, while others were remnants of former Balam Empire. What a simple name, Lumin thought. The Admiral doesn't want adventurers turning Matani into a hunting paradise. He doesn't want them brawling on the streets. You're quite sharp, the bartender looked. In Matani, the wanted status is earned through crimes. No one cares about your actions committed anywhere else but in Matani. Lumin lifted his glass and finished it. Just as he was about to switch to a glass of a different liquor, he felt a gaze upon him, the owner of the bar. Lumin nodded calmly and shifted his gaze back to the bartender. While the flower was attractive, she couldn't match a demoness in terms of allure. Additionally, Lumin wasn't fond of heavy makeup. Oh, Lumin, a man after my own heart. At that moment, the woman rose from her seat and sauntered over to Lumin. I can sense that you are like me, a living volcano, but hasn't erupted yet. You're still enduring. Tonight, are you willing to feel my passion? You're taken with me, just like that? Come to think of it, I've been a hit with a lady since my youth. Being a hunter, I found myself surrounded by all sorts of beauties. Could this be the subtle influence of the true men pathway? But it doesn't add up. According to the Adventurer series and Sea Rumors, Mr. Fool's Oracle, Danitz, is also of the hunter pathway. Yet his romantic endeavors were fruitless. Well, that's because Danitz is a bitch, bro. How should I address you? Lumin smiled. Belotia. Belotia? Belotia? The woman smiled. Madame Belotia, I appreciate your invitation, but there is someone else I hold dear. As he spoke, he disregarded her expression and made his way past her, heading for the bar's entrance. The woman didn't stop him. Like numerous patrons in the bar, she observed as he swung open the door and left. As the door thudded shut behind him, Lumin sneered. I can resist the charms of a demoness of pleasure. Why take the risk with you? Using someone I like as an excuse is already preserving your dignity. If you still seek revenge, I won't hold back. Having left the bar early, Lumin wandered through the streets, exploring secluded alleys in the hopes of stumbling upon incidents or criminals. After turning a few corners, he heard a clanging sound emanating from a dark alley. Silently, Lumin approached and delved into the alley, witnessing an intense clash between two men. One, with the evident native characteristic, appeared in his 20s, his face pallid, wielding a sharp but hefty dagger in his right hand. His left palm slightly open and a dark shadow hovering in it. The other, in his early 30s, had ordinary facial features and expressionless demeanor. Clad in a plain white shirt and black pants, wielding a longer, sharper weapon. At this moment, the two engaged in a fierce battle, their weapons clashing. Observing the skirmish, Lumin realized they weren't ordinary. They both were Beyonders. Halting his advance, Louis nonchalantly stood with his hands in his pockets, his right foot propped up against a wall, observing the close-quarter combats between two Beyonders. Alright, look at that. Good timing, boys. Hour and a half, 7 chapters. Pretty good. Let me change the title before I forget. You need to stop here? I was going to anyway, Kami. Yeah, I'll stop here, Kami. I'll stop here. I do not care about this small fight. Alright, Harsh. Oh man, I feel like that's been like 4 or 5 streams in a row. You've had to begrudgingly say that. Oh my god, are we winning you over? Oh my god, if we can win Harsh over, it's so... we can do this, guys. Alright guys, that's it. We'll call it there. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We'll keep going, keep going. 7:20 I think or so is the volume ending, right? Hey, fucking what? With Chris at 39? Motherfucker, you think I'm reading 11 chapters in a stream? Who the fuck do you think I am? Easy geeky? I'm not that guy, bro. Fuck out of here. We'll read it tomorrow. It's all good. Alright, that's it, guys. I'll catch y'all later. We'll keep going, okay? What, 90 more chapters? What, like 85 until we're done the volume? That's nothing. Think about it. 7 or 8 chapters? That's like 10 days. That's pretty good. Bug, I just read 7 chapters. You're so cringe. Alright, bye guys.